Greetings. This is Mark McDaniel with Evolution of Warfare, and a couple of crazy things happened. I was actually recording second turn and was wanting to kind of go into a battle and review everything. So I think I'm going to have to go back and redo my review and catch you up to date. Last night I started turn 2, and I was going to do the after action report like I did for turn 1, and I got to a major comp battle, and I thought it'd be a good idea to for us to actually, for those that haven't looked at this game before, the next war series, how combat actually happens. But let me catch everybody up to date. So one of the things that I was able to go back and relook at some of the rules, and again, rules are very important, and game-specific rules in particular. The sub-threat level was at 2, and one of the things I was kind of frustrated with was I didn't really have a lot of capability to attack the American naval units. One of the ways is and I think the only major way to actually degrade their capability is to do a submarine action. You can actually we start at 2, and if you expend 1, you can do it once per turn. And this is the game specific rules, and you can roll a dice, and if it's at a certain range, then you damage a naval unit, and it sends it, for example, here back to Diego Garcia for the United States. Well, I rolled a 7, so that was way above that, and so that was unsuccessful. So this, in turn 2, we'll do another action, and against the naval, mainly it's not instead of the carrier, the surface action group, because it did some damage this turn. I'm excited about that. So that's the first thing to cover. The second thing, yes. That happened was I rolled, so it's a very good rolls with die roll modifier here on the Straits of Hormuz. If you remember, one of the priorities was to get the carrier group over here to over here to do an amphibious landing, which I was able to do, and I'll cover that in a minute. But I was successfully able to eliminate the mines that had been deployed here at the Straits of Hormuz, so they're open again. Again, what started this whole operation was the Iranians had closed off the Strait of Hormuz with mines, and so the United States wanted to capture Qshem, this island here. Again, I apologize, my Arabic is not very good, and basically secure the right of passage, commercial vehicle, transport, fuel, oil, that type of thing through the straits. And so that was accomplished. I don't know if I'm going to be able to take all of the objectives with only 4 turns to do it, based upon what's happening here in turn 2, but we'll get to that in a minute. Well, with taking out those mines, then that allowed, of course, my battle group to head over here and conduct an amphibious landing. And I'll zoom in here a little bit. Move these Marine units out of the way here so you can see. With this, one of the things that I noticed, and I was a little concerned about, I was looking at the rules last night, was the turn after, or I think the turn of, if you I was basically looking at a supply issue, a supply problem, and I was concerned about this. Now, it's optional in the standard game. The second thing that you do is you do supply, and it's optional. And in this particular scenario, a lot of things are abstracted out, and certainly capturing, having proper supply for military operation will be necessary. But I just wanted to kind of understand and work through that, because just trying to learn the game a little bit better. Supply is a really awesome component of this game series. It's an option, it's a rule in the advanced rules that you can use. It's an optional rule, but I think it does add some realism along with unit headquarters, that type of thing. And so, with the ability of clearing the straits and being able for movement to be unrestricted, for me to get this naval group here, I was able then to basically land. This was here before movement for this turn for 2, because I'm supporting this battle that's taking place, or the first battle, the initiative phase, and but I was able to establish this beachhead and land my 2 Marine units that I was not able to land in turn 1. So that's this 3. The battle group came over here. We had the amphibious landing, and then that took us through the initiative, movement, and combat phase. And now I'm at basic movement and combat phase. So in the initiative combat phase, I was able to attack. You have to retreat. How many you have to retreat? I've got to look at some other video and maybe ask some questions on retreating. But I remember it's some video that I've seen on this series that I think it's 2 for clear text. I just moved them back 2, and they'll re-engage, of course, this turn with helping out and reinforcing a counterattack, which is going to happen. But that opened up this hex here, 2210, Tabil. This opened up these 4 units here, Army units, the 82nd Airborne and the 173rd, to move forward. And in the second phase here, the basic movement and combat phase, they're now attacking. Bandar Ilaf, this hex with this town in it, which is the next objective, as well as this installation here. So this is the battle hex that where we've declared battle. And what I wanted to do was kind of show how go through the steps of battle and talk about how that happens. But I'm gonna I'll leave these here and describe what these are here in a second. One of the questions I had was, can a surface action group, how many times can it attack in combat? And it says in the rules that they're able to do it once per combat segment. Well, we're in the second segment. There was the initiative, movement, and combat, and again, someone can correct this if you want to mention in the comments or something. Let me know. But the Service Action Group provides 3 to the combat power, our combat support, and which means that it's going to be a dice roll modifier, and we'll look at that in a second. But right now I'm engaged in this combat resolution with these 3 units here. And so what one has to do is the very first thing that they have to do is declare the battle hex, which we did. This is going to be this hex here. Then we're going to compute the initial odds, and we go down here. And I believe, and I've already done this, again, my power went out at my house. That was the crazy thing. It initially was 1-to-1 odds over here. And then because I had one of the things you do for column shifts is the only other modifier for column shifts was the difference between the efficiency rating, and it's 2. And so that gives me a +2 to the right. Let me just double check that. 2 columns right for column shift, and so that moves it over, makes it 2-to-1, which is a nice. That's a better place to be than 1-to-1 for the attacker. The next thing we're doing is so there are no other column shift modifiers. Next is to allocate helicopters and to to let me go over here, and then air points. So basically, last turn, these guys were kind of like this. This is how in this game system helicopters get to do 2 attacks per game turn, and so they were rotated like this after the initiative movement and combat phase, and so now we're doing second, and that gives us these 2 markers here. And this is what we'll next thing we'll do is conduct air defense fire against these. And then the attacker can use up to 4 air points, which we've got plenty of air points. In fact, for this turn, we moved from 8 up to 10, I think. And that is on this chart over here. Whoops. And so I had already had this. I was up at 8 because I'd used 2 air points in the initiative combat, and so that brought me from 10 down to 8, and then I'm using 4, and so I've got 4 left, which will definitely be useful during the counterattack, the impending counterattack that's going to happen. And so I've allocated that on the air points there. And then naval units to combat support, and so we're gonna certainly throw this SAG in for sure. We want to do as much dice roll modifiers as possible. Again, we're right here. The attack is 2 hexes away. It looks like I think the SAG is the only thing that can lend any kind of naval combat support at that range, so we get to use 3 there. So we're putting quite a bit of firepower, combat support into this attack. Now the Iranians get to do the same thing, and I think I was right in the middle of applying this when my power went out. Actually, there we go. We got these 2 guys here. The other thing about helicopters is the second number here is that's a range. So I'll make sure we're in range here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The first number is how many helicopter points that we can add, and we're going to be able to add. They're going to be able to add 2. And so we get, we're going to get 2 move these guys out of the way here. All right, so, and then I believe we have some air points for the Iranians. Let's go up here, but only 2 can be used for defense. And sure enough, we have 3. So I'll drop down and we'll basically have our 2 for that. And so I'm going to go over here and grab, actually up here at the top, and clone one of these. Drop that back there, and we're going to bring, whoops. Bring this guy over here, and then he gets 2 of those. And so we got to do air defense. That's going to be fun to get to do that. So we'll clone that. All right, and they don't have any naval, so I believe that's to the combat support missions. Now we resolve air defense. And so we're going to need to get some dice for this. We're going to get some blue and red dice. I think I've got... oh, actually, whoops, we're down here on the... change the color to blue. This is the nice thing about someone was asking about Tabletop Simulator. Nice thing I like about this over Vassal for these kinds of things is I can make a quick change like this. Whoops, changed it to to pink. That's not the color I wanted. Here, if you're lying, I'm buying. Oh, I think I know why. I'll just delete that. Here, I'll clone one of these. But the nice thing is I can bring in as much dice, that type of thing, like so. And there we go. We got plenty of stuff there. Now, so now we'll go in and do standard air defense fire. What we're going to do first is now the flying side has air superiority, and so we're going to be using this column here. Oh, and yeah, we're attacking, so we have to. So we'll do the Americans first. So we have, of course, we're going to use our dice here, and we'll put that down here. And we're going to do one for each of the helicopters. So that's 2 helicopters, and we're going to have 4 aircraft. Well, actually, 2 of my aircraft. I could use the other 2 for escort air points. There we go. I think I will do that. Go back up here. And so we're going to go back up to the table, and we're going to reduce the air points for the Americans down 2 more, 4, 3, 2, and use 2 for escort. There we go. And that leaves us a little bit for the counterattack. Now, okay, I see. So when I do the Iranians, I'll bring this over here because we have the firing side. Because here we're flying, and so we're actually flying in the attack. And then I'll switch over here to this column when we do against the Iranians. And because we have air superiority, we're going to have a greater ability to abort and cause some problems versus we have air superiority attacking. There we go. This chart took a little bit of time for me to figure out. That's kind of why I paused just a second ago. But we've got to add these dice roll modifiers next, and do it for. We'll do the American side first, and then we'll do the Iranians. So the first thing is we have to, admission is air transport in home or friendly country, a +3, and that's not the case. We do have +1 per escort air point, maximum of 2. That's what I went back up and just did. So we've got 2 for that. So there is a, on the other, we're going to flip this. So we're at 2. That's pretty much going to make this, and we're not going to lose anything, but we want to run through these dice roll modifiers regardless. Minus the target hex is in or adjacent to a hex containing an enemy armor or mechanized unit. So let's go back up here and see what we're fighting against in this particular case. And I believe, yes, we are fighting against this Najaf, or the 8th Najaf SOS is a mechanized unit. And so we're going to lose, back down here, and we're going to lose a -1, so that that +2 is going to go down to a 1. So that's the mechanized. Then attack helicopters flew over. No, we didn't fly over enemy units. And are we within 2 hexes of enemy airfield or installation or naval unit? And I believe that we are. So let's just go back up and verify this. And this takes a little bit of time until you can memorize this. And so we're attacking here, and yes, I mean, we're right. We're within 2 because there's that installation there, and we got this installation here. So we're going to have to, that's going to radically change that's going to flip that dice roll modifier. Again, we're looking at, yeah, -2. And so 1, and then we're going to flip, and we got to subtract. Let's subtract 1 on that, and then we'll be able to do the rolls pretty fast. And so those are all the dice roll modifiers. And so basically we have a minus, what did I say, -1, a -1 on this, on the die roll. And so we're going to do each of the, I think we have to roll a 0, or a 1. 0 or 1 will cause it to abort, and then I think we've got a -1 that we have to deal with. So let's go ahead and roll. Here's the first helicopter. Nope. Second is a 7. So no, that helicopter's clear. And let's do the four aircraft. 1. Nope. 2. Nope. 3. Okay. So that's going to bring us down to a 1, just barely. That's the third one. And then the fourth aircraft is going to be a 1. So that's going to knock us to 0. So one of the aircraft, let's take a look at the results. The results minus number a number of air points or attack helo points which do not support. So basically, it deters them. So I think we angled in enough extra with that surface action group, which is why the submarines are going to go after it. Basically, it sent one of these back. Now, in the game specific rules in this particular scenario, it says that you don't degrade the air point numbers, and so which you normally would do. So that's going to drop us down to 5, and that's why I had the SAG. The most dice roll modifiers you can have in an attack is going to be 6. The next thing we got to do is now we got to do we've got to do the defense fire for the Iranian side. I think that goes next. Yeah, both sides resolve all defense, air defense fire. So we're going to flip this over to here. The firing side has air superiority. And so this is the dice we're going to use for this. I think we're gonna be pretty good. So they have actually the Iranians. They had, I think we can actually, let me look up here. I think if they've got, yes, we're gonna add. They have 1 air point that they can add for escort. So we're gonna do that just to give a 1 dice roll modifier for that. We're gonna go ahead and put this to 1, and that's gonna be flipped. So that is a plus. Right now, as of right now, they get a +1 for escort air point. Enemy armor or mechanized unit. I don't believe, but let's go up here and check. Adjacent. So this attack, I don't see any mechanized. No, there isn't. So because they're all paratroop units, so they don't get the extra bonus that the Iranians had. Attack fly over enemy units. No, they did not. Enemy airfield or installation or naval unit within 2 hexes of naval unit. I think we are going to be. So that's a -2 So I think it's going to basically do the same thing to the Iranians that they did to us, because we are, is this within 2 hexes? 1, 2. Yes, it's of the surface action group. We'll put the surface action group right back here. So it is within 2. And so that's going to give us basically here and then flip. So basically a -1. It's going to assure some kind of damage for the 2 air points that they have. Again, we have these 2 air points here. We got to do 2 helo and 2 air points. So 4 rolls with a +1 on the roll on the die roll. So let's do the 2 helicopters first. A 0. That's pretty good. +1 is going to be. Oh wait, no, it's going to be -1. Sorry. Let me go back here. That's why we do these. Yes, it's going to be a -1. That's actually a really good roll for the Allies on the first helicopter. But again, I think, so abort. We got a star and abort. Okay. Ooh, this is not good for their the helo. This is the very first one we had. I think it was a 0, was it not? Yeah, that's a 0. So a -1 is going to be abort -3. So it aborts. 3 air point. Oh, I see. So this is just a result of all of the air points. We don't do it individually. Okay, so that's fine. That's correct. Yeah, because it'd be so there's -3 air points or attack helo points, which do not support the combat. So we got 3 points that we take off. The other one, I think, they had 1 off, but we had the SAG, so we had plenty to go there. Okay, sorry about that. The star is the 1 air or air mobile point is permanently lost, and transporter unit takes a step loss, or attack helo takes a. So they lose one of their air points that they have. And I probably didn't track this well enough, but I think they'll go down to 2 then for next turn. So we'll make a little mark there. And then we got to take 3 of these off. Okay, that's right. I remember this now. I'm so sorry. Again, I'm not the best podcaster in the world, so I'm learning this. So delete, and delete. There we go. And then 1 helo takes a step loss, and so okay, yeah, that's eliminated. So they lose a helicopter because there's nothing on the backside. The Americans do have they can take a hit basically. So that's going to be an eliminated unit. So let's go down here and see on the victory conditions if an attack helicopter eliminated is +2 victory points. So they get 2 points this turn, and that's going to move our victory points up to 6 when we calculate this at the end of the turn. So that was having that kind of a roll is pretty impressive. So I need to remember that. I just do it once for all of the air stuff. Okay, so that's the air defense fire. Now I determine the dice roll modifiers for going back over here for combat. So that's going to bring us all the way back over here to this table. We're on the 2-to-1 chart. Now we're going to do this combat. Flip this. All right. So here are the standard combat strength modifiers. Armor advantage, mechanized, we're not mechanized. Leg unit, defense, and urban, we're not there. Out of supply units, we're not isolated. So that standard combat strength modifiers are not there. DRMs, all right. A minus DRM for attacking combat support. And so we have 6. So you can see where this did really well for the maximum. Again, we took a loss, I believe. One of them, I think, was the worst roll that we had. We'll just use that. But we had a lot of. I think we had 9. So the SAG, having the SAG involved is pretty good. Plus DRM or a minus. I'm sorry. Yeah, so I need to flip this. So that's a -6 because the lower the dice roll, the better. +1 DRM for defending combat support. So that's going to raise that up to a -5. We did, and I think that's it. Oh, that we have general over here. Attacking from 5 or 6 hexes, no. We're not attacking from a DPRK tunnel. That's for North War Korea. Attacking from 3 or 4 hexes, no. Mountain infantry, no. Light infantry attacking, no. Remainder or surplus in initial odds, yes. So that is going to be an additional -1. So that's a -6. If you remember, we had, if we go back up here, we have 3, 6, 9, 12, 2, 8, 9, 10. So there's additional, for the there's a remainder basically on the odds, on the 1-to-1 odds. Next, light infantry defending in non-flat. No, we're not in non-flat, we're on flat. We're not in installation. Mountain infantry defending in Highland, no. Additional formation or multi-formation attacks, nope. Different nationalities, no. For combined attacks by different IRI branches, no. That will come into play with when we do the counterattack. They're going to be affected. North Korea, Taiwan, a combined attack, U.S., UK, French, Gulf allies, no. So I think we're good. So we have a -6 on the die roll. Let me clone this dice here. Oh, I have one there. Never mind. Okay, so we roll. We get a great roll. It's going to be a 1. So we're going to basically top this out. There's no attacker. That little dash on the left-hand side is the attacker losses. It is 3 steps and a retreat. So 3 steps and a retreat on this one. And so that there 1 has to take, it's eliminated. 1, 2, oh my goodness, that's gonna give some good victory points. 2, and then 3. And so we're gonna move these 2 units here up to our, whoops. Here we go, our eliminated pile. And these are, they've got, I think they're the smallest. I think they are, whoops. It's a problem with, I'm still getting used to the physics on kind of the key, because how you move around is with the keypad. The W key, the A and the S key, I think. Let's see, A, S, W, X, and you kind of do that. A battalion eliminated. So 2 battalions have been eliminated. And so that's going to give an additional 2 victory points this turn. So now we're at 4. So that's going to give us 8 total victory points. But again, that's irrelevant because we have to clear this island. We have to conquer this island. Though we did pretty good on this attack. These 2 capturings are pretty good, and then he's going to have to retreat as well. So this unit here is going to have to retreat. 1, 2, and again, if you can help me figure out this retreating rule, or where I can see where that's at, that would be great. And so what we are going to do is we are going to move half of these guys up here. Oh, I gotta grab another clearing thing. Yeah, we'll and these two guys will stay here because they need to clear. Tell you, sometimes this is the frustrating part about Tabletop Simulator is it does when you move something, you move something. We're going to delete that, and we're going to delete that, and we'll save these for another rainy day. Again, they're nice markers for all of this stuff that they provide. So then we'll remove that from our battle hex. So now we need to go over here and we need to grab a clearing marker. All my components over here. Pull out another clearing marker. And we are going to put that on Bandar E Loft, or whatever. So we're going to be clearing 2x. That's not bad for it's still slow progression, but that's pretty cool for the for where we're at. All right, good. We're on 38 minutes, so we're going to try to keep this to an hour. Hopefully this is working this time. All right, so that is the on basic movement. That is the initiative first player. Now the non-initiative second player moves any and all ground units, and then they're able to do combat. And so I have to decide now what we're going to do here. We are for sure going to counterattack. I think what we're going to do to get the maximum bonuses possible to not lose these installations, we are going to, it's going to be kind of my strategy here. I'm going to get my little arrow. Again, this was a nice thing. I could, you can go in and let me show this to you in case those of you that haven't worked with Tabletop Simulator before, if you need to create some kind of object, like where did I get these little blocks from? You can go into customize and you've got blocks and boards, cards, checkers, which you can custom items where you can add in. This is where I'll go to this real quick. If you have a PDF you want to bring in, you can click on that and upload your PDF. You can create a counter on the fly. You can custom a dice. There's a way to do a model. Again, I don't know how to do that. You can create a deck of cards, etc. That's a pretty cool feature on this. You can go in and do metal or plastic dice, which is where I got all my dice from. Marbles, pawns for some of the games. All the different color pawns you want that could show a lot of different things. That's pretty cool. And then down here in tools, infinite bags. So you can create one tile, one counter, and you can have as many. Whoops, sorry, hit my microphone. As many counters as you want. So like the clearing counters, or these control markers here. You pop that in, you pull the bag over and pop that in, you can basically create that. Or a bag to collect, calculator, a counter. So I could do dice roll modifiers that way on this counter. Pretty cool. So what did I come in for? For blocks. Now, on Tabletop Simulator, you can go in and find a an arrow. You can look for arrows, different kinds of markers, and that's what we're gonna. That's where I found this guy. And again, you can increase or decrease the size by doing the plus or minus marker. But what we're going to do is we're going to attack from 3. We're going to do a pretty good counter attack. Yeah, 3. There we go. All right, so let's zoom in a little closer and see what we are able to do here. We are going to attack across the, and there are rules about this in the game. We'll go over that in the game-specific rules. So this is good that we're doing this live. So we're going to go ahead and add in these 2 guys. So it's 3.5 stacking points. I don't think I have another. Yeah, I got 1 or 2. We're going to move. We're going to go ahead and move so that they're going to attack. I have 1 counter here. I've got 2. Dang, could really use this 3. Oh, here we go. I'm gonna move 1, 2, so that's 3 stacking points. We're just maximize as much combat factors that we can. Man, this is tough having that 3 there, but we'll keep him back. So that's 4. We're gonna move this guy down here to the coast. 1. Oh, I can do this. Here we go. So I'm wondering if we got a defense of 4. Okay, we could do multiple attacks here. I think I will do that. Let's do this. Set this guy up here. Yeah, this is the game is just like a physical board. I mean, you saw me putting that arrow down. There was a question on one person had a question about how this compares to actual tabletop experience, and it's just like you're playing on your table, which is pretty cool. So they're going to attack into there. Oop. And we're going to clone 1 more. Oh. Made 1 too many. Delete that. All right. So this is going to be pretty exciting stuff. We're going to leave that guy there for the moment. We'll leave him here on this airfield. Straighten that up a little bit, just for the moment. Now the other thing I'm going to do, I've got 1 more helicopter here. I think these are. Oops, was there? No, they were here, so they got 4 each. So half, 1, half. And then I think, yeah, this is a mechanized half, 1, half, 2. There goes there. So that's going to be the reinforcements that we're going to bring in. All right, that is all the movement. Now we go into the reaction combat segment. So let's go up here and let us do the submarine. I'm going to try to find that in the. Hold on for 1 second. I'm going to look up for the attack up here for the submarine. It says that I'm able to theater, air power. supply, subordination. Now I'm not going to be able to find this rule. Oh wait, I know it here. Naval. It was under the naval discussion. Naval affairs. Weather. Yeah, now I'm not going to be able to find that. Okay, hold on for a second. What I'm wanting, or what I'm doing here is, while I'm biding time, I'll try to talk, is we're going to do one more, we're going to allocate one more sub attack. And I've just got to find those specific rules of what in the game specific rules. So give me a moment while I'm looking that up. Iranian, I thought it was under movement and naval affairs, transport, air mobile, sea control, naval detection. I bet it's down in patrol boat. We don't have any patrol boats. We wiped all those out. They have in this game. While I can talk about this while I'm looking for these for the. Oh, here it is, submarine sortie. But one of the cool things is the in this particular game, they have. I'll show this to you. Up here are these SSM counters. Now, in this basic scenario, they don't come out, but basically, it's these are special. In addition to patrol boats, this is a dummy counter, but this could be a naval attack 3. And these counters are line up here. I think there's up to 10 of them are real, and they can attack your. That's where you can target the actual naval thing. But I did find my rules, so let's go back over here, since I kind of baited time there. So I'm gonna expend my last AS sub threat level to do this submarine sortie. It says once per turn, if the submarine threat level is greater than 0, which it was, the non-allied player may, during any one naval surface combat step, reduce the submarine threat level by 1 and conduct an attack on any naval unit in the Persian Gulf at sea or inshore boxes or Gulf of Oman inshore box, which is where we're at. Roll a die, and on a 0 to 5, the naval unit is damaged. So let's see if they can get lucky. And just barely a 6. And so that is the last offensive threat that we can do against this surface action group for the U.S., which is powerful, the 3. They're going to probably move up the coast and provide, so it can be certainly within range of anything that we're going to do to help each turn. So who knows what can happen. So we got that out of the way. Now we're going to resolve these. We're going to have 2 combats. We're going to resolve, first of all, this counter attack here, and then we're going to do the multi-hex attack on here. So we need to declare 2 battle hexes. So we'll do that here. So let's move these guys up. We're going to have 2 counter battles. We'll try to do this a little bit faster than the other one. We're going to put one here and one up here, and walk through this a little bit faster. So let me see what I have available for. I know we've only got 1 helicopter for the Iranians. I think they used all of their air points are all gone. We used all of them. We've got 2 air points that we can use for combat support. So that's going to be good. That's the 2 that we need to use for the counter battle. So let's pull these counters out here. and get a total. And so they're attacking with 5. Now, if anything happens to them, that's actually going to be a reduced. Do I want to do that? I tell you what, I'm not going to do that. Now that I see, because they have a defensive 8, and I'm attacking with that's less odds, and so I am not going to do that attack. I'm going to eliminate that. We're just going to just kind of be a placeholder here, a speed bump, if you will. So now we're going to do this battle up here. And then after this, I think we do clearing operations. If these 2 units survive, if they survive, we gotta look at that rule on the attacking across these using this here. I think they just get diminished attack capacity. I've got to decide which unit I want for. We are attacking with armor. Out in the open, we're out in the clear, so that's going to be helpful. And then these are the 2 that are coming across, so we will put those guys there. Oh, I don't think I cannot attack with that armor unit across, so I may pull that guy out. I know that's one of the rules. Yeah, we're going to attack with this this infantry unit here. So that's not too bad of a reduction. But that's the thing about if this if this is taken out, I think I can do sea mobile or air mobile. I can use air mobile points, I think, to get that armor unit over here. But at any rate, we have to go in and we have to look at how those odds are going to happen. But let's I think that's what we do in the initial. We got to declare attacks, which we did. Compute initial odds. So let's go down here and get this. Look at our table. We're going to be doing odds, so we have to figure that out first. So we're attacking with. Let me go to combat over here. Look at the specific rules on combat. Now, one of the things, we're using different components of the Iranian military, and so that's going to be a dice roll modifier from what I remember. Let's see, hold on here. Oh, I remember, that's up at the very top on terrain. Getting somewhat familiar with the rules. The Qshem crossing arrow, which is what this is called, represents the ability, to use ferries, small boats, and other engineer or amphibious assets to move from the mainland to Qshem and vice versa. Only leg and marine units may attack across at half strength rounded up, and only light infantry can retreat across. See the terrain effects chart for details. So these are going to be, the combat value here is going to be halved, rounded up. So 6 divided by 2 is 3. So this counts as a 3, 9, 10, 16, 19 to 8. So that's going to be a 2-to-1 odd with a remainder, which is a dice roll modifier. 2-to-1. Okay. And now we go up here. If I remember correctly, the only other thing that we had was the efficiency difference. And it is going to be, we have 7 versus the highest they have is, the lead unit is a 5. So that is a -2 column shift to the left. That's going to help out tremendously. Go down here, 2 columns left. So that changes a 2-to-1 attack to a 1-to-1 attack, which is awesome. So that's the determined column shifts. Now we've got to throw in the helicopter and air units. So The Iranians get one. They get one attack, so that's gonna do that. They have no air. We have expended our helicopters, but we do have. Remember, we have two air assets, so we're gonna add those in, and we'll get 2 there. Clone 1. Yeah, that's the nice thing about Tabletop Simulator is I can rapidly clone units, and so they're the same thing basically. So that is the attack helicopters, air points. The Iranians have no naval, but we've already used. This is in this segment. Now it is combat segment. So this is the question on this SAG. I'm going to assume that it's per phase. I could be wrong, but if it is per segment, I'd be able to use this surface action group, which is within 2, for its 3. So if I remember the rules correctly, it says per segment, and so we're in a different segment. We're in the reaction combat segment. And so we are we can add in naval unit to combat support missions. So we're going to go ahead and add it in. If I'm wrong, please tell me in the rules themselves, or down in some kind of comment about that. That would be great. Okay, all right, we're getting close to an hour here, but we don't have much to do at the end of this, so we'll get through this. So that is that's that. Then we resolve all air defense fire. We have air superiority. They're not using any at all. So we have to go over here. Again, I think it's, if I remember correctly, we have to roll a 0, I believe. 6, so nothing happens. On the air, so that resolves that one pretty quickly, and we do it once. We don't do it for each aircraft. I learned that, which is good. Then we determine the dice roll modifiers, and so I think let's go down here and work through that. Again, minus is positive for the attacker. So minus DRM or plus DRM for defending combat support. So we got to flip that. And we have the 2 aircraft plus the 1, 2, the 3 for the SAG. Okay. Maximum of 6. Then DRMs. Attacking from 5 or 6 hexes. I think we are attacking from 3. Yes, we're attacking from 3, so I think there is one for that. Attacking, yeah, -1, because we are attacking from 3 or 4 hexes. We're not in North Korea. Mountain infantry attacking in Highland. We're in flat. Light infantry attacking in we're not in non-flat. Remainder, there is a remainder, so that's going to be another -1. Light infantry defending in non-flat, we're not in non-flat. +1 each defender controlled installation. Yes, so there's a +1 for, let's see, +1 each defender control. We don't control. +1, yes, per additional formation in multi-formation attacks. Let me look up here and see what I've got going. This could be bad for them. Yeah, because we're attacking with, what that means is we got the 92nd and the 23rd. Well, these are different colored things, and so they are in different formations. Yeah, the blue and the yellow, and you see this by the coloring. You see these white ones are independent brigades, and then blue is together. It's 82nd, and so yes, we are going to have a +1 for that.
So we're gonna, that goes back up to 4. It's not good for the Iranians. And then for combined attacks by different IRI branches, let's bring that back up to a 5. Pakistan, we're not that, and DPRK. So we have a +5 on this. Oh, it's awful. So we'll just pretend this is a red dice. Got +5. 14, greater than 12. 2 losses to the attackers, nothing to the defenders. Whew. I was a little worried about this, but it did not happen. So 2 to the attackers. We have the lead unit. I thought armor got a bonus. Let me go down here. Maybe a column. Oh, it's under column shift. Hold on. I think mechanized armor advantage into non-fortified, non-forested flat is times 2. So that may change the odds. Let me recalculate these odds. I made a mistake there. Not good. Got to read the rules. Got to go by step. So armor that's times 2. That's 12. 13, 16, 12, 24, okay, 25, 28, 31 divided by 8, 8, 16, 24. So that's 3 to 1 odds. And then it's a 1.5. I think it's still going to be, it may not be that many losses for them. Oh, there is going to be a loss for 2 for the attacker, 1 for the defender. So that's on the lead units. So our first casualties in this battle, the lead unit has to take 1. And then I think we'll flip there. Yeah, there we go. Okay, that was a big attack. So again, we're learning through this. A lot of this is this is kind of how I learn. I hope it's not too annoying. I guess if it's annoying, you're not going to watch. And if you've stayed on this long, then you're okay with what we're doing. Oh, actually, these guys have got to go back up here because they did not successfully... delete. And we're going to delete... So they're up here. So all we can do is attack. We can't attack with armor. So we're going to have to reroute this armor back over here next turn. I can delete that. I believe at 2, 4. And then we have, 2. I can't remember. Did I bring that guy into this fight? I can't remember if I did or not. Well, I still think it's going to be 3 to 1 with the remainder, so I don't think it changed much. So we'll... Oh. So not attacking. So like if I took this commando unit out... Oh, no, that's white. That's independent. It would not have the that dice roll modifier, but at any rate. So we have a damaged commando unit there. And then that leaves that wounded guy there. That notice that lowers his efficiency rating from a 7 to 6, still outstripping the Iranians. All right. So let me move this, and then we've got that cleaned out. All right, very good. So we're getting close here. So that is the last of the basic movement and combat phase. Now we go to the reorganization phase. So this should go a little bit faster. Rotate all helicopters and artillery to reflect no missions used. So we just do that here for that guy. So that resets him for next turn, these two guys. This is just a great game. I absolutely love this game. That resets that there. We have no artillery. Then we remove air point marker from the game information display, or take it off. So because we've expended, we lose all that. We don't like amass air points. So let's pull that down here. That's why we pulled both of those down here. Okay. Okay, the next thing is reset air mobile points. We didn't use any air mobile points. Remove tunnel markers. That's only North Korea. Conduct clearing operations. All right. So we have two of those to basically do. So let's go down and conduct those. All right. So it gives me, let me pull up the rule on this. I haven't done this yet ever. So this will be the first time to do that. Oh, here we go. Okay, so the rule is going to be 8.4.1. So let me get to that on the, I suppose I could bring over this and show it to you. Clearing. Okay, let me bring that over here and you can see what we're doing. So subtract the clearing number on the marker. So we're gonna, I probably won't do this because this is gonna be too annoying. So we're gonna flip over these clearing markers. Yeah. Oh, lower the better. 2 6s. That's not good. All right. So, but we have 7s that are able to do this. So that's a cool thing. And add the difference as a dice roll modifier. So again, we have to get over a 6 or higher basically to clear. So this is going to give me a dice roll modifier of 1. So I'm going to remember that for both of these. If the DRM is, if the ER is higher than the clearing number, then the DRM is positive. If it's lower, then it's negative. We do have minimum safe stacking points. There is an additional installation in this one, and that's going to basically eliminate that +1 DRM for, so it's modified by -1. An air mobile, okay, we did not land on special assault, and we don't have combined arms. So the resolution, choose a lead unit, roll 1 die, modify the die roll that we talked about. And so let's bring this die over here and try this. Equal to or greater than the clearing number. So we're only going to get a +1 die roll modifier on this one. So let's go ahead and do that one. So we got to get a 6 or basically have to roll 5 or higher. And we get a 2. So that is not going to be successful. This one we get no modifier. We have to get a 6 or higher. And we got a 0. Gosh. So not successful. So the natives were restless and were able to stop kind of insurgents that are trying to foul up the Americans. All right. Units under, let's see. So we have to stay. We're gonna have to stay in that hex or bring up some of my Marines who have 7 also, and basically, if you know, to move forward, be able to do further attacks, which now we'll be able to on the next turn, which is good. So that is clearing operations, and then determine hex control changes, and so here. So we are not in control of either of those 2 hexes. Yeah. So we'll just leave these are pending control out here. We'll leave that there. So that's the last of the reorganization phase. Now we do reinforcement and replacement phase. Both sides place reinforcements in accordance with the scenario's reinforcement schedule. And so let me pull up the game specific rules for that. And that's 8.0. Figure out where because I know we get American reinforcements. The nice thing, I do believe we are going to get so reinforcements. If those of you that haven't played this game before, there's some other stuff that on the advanced rules that are really cool, like special operation raids, and then you get to go against their anti-submarine warfare track, the ADF, anti-defense fire that we were rolling on that table. There's a special table for that. It's pretty cool. Let's see. In general, ground units and attack helicopter reinforcements not specified as arriving on the operational map must be placed into a friendly holding box. I think we go down to, yes, so let's go down to the scenario, and I think it tells us there. I hope this has been interesting to you. Again, like and subscribe my channel if this has been successful. Okay, yes, Qshem. Here we go. Reinforcement schedule for the Iranians. Game turn 2, any airbase or airfield in Iran except Qshem. So let's go up here to the turn chart, and these are their reinforcements. And I think the Iranians also get reemplacements. And so we get to put them in any airbase or airfield. Well, here, this is the closest one. So let's see what we got. We're going to get a 35th Commando, 25th Commando, and another armored unit. So we'll put them here. I think we're going to use sea transport to get this armor over. Put anywhere in a airbase, airfield in Iran. Oh, there's another. Okay, so we can put, because of stacking limitations, we have to put a couple. We'll put the commandos together. So that's the Iranian reinforcements. On allies, we'll get on game turn 2. I think they have to land in the holding boxes. So probably going to drop them into Oman over here, or UAE, because it's within 9 movement points. And so then they're going to be able to come in and join the battle. Let's see what we get. Oh, we get a nice stack. I'm doing this too far out. Get quite a bit, looks like. It's some, we get, yes, we do get the, that may actually change. I think the army unit has to go into, let me drop these guys off here. Let's see what we get. And then we can, I remember, we get the first brigade, first of the 101st Airborne. We're going to get the remaining elements of the 101st Airborne here soon. We get another AMF unit, obviously, because we're getting another carrier battle group, another SAG. So that's pretty awesome, what we're going to get. And of course, we're going to get first of the 7th, the second of the 7th, and the third of the 7th. So the Marines along with their support helicopter. And so probably it's going to be in, they're going to be on that or in that amphib. Do this to make this a little easier. And let's go back because it's not showing me where they go. I don't see, so let me go back up here into the general game specific rules on reinforcements. I think it was under 8.0. Yes, okay. In general, ground units must be placed in a friendly holding box. So this 101st is going to go to where we mentioned. It's going to go here to the United Arab Emirates because it's the closest. Okay, so they've flown into that basing. That's where the 82nd Airborne flew out of. Then, so it's ground unit, and then we have naval. Whoops. These naval units. Allied naval unit reinforcements arrive in the Indian Ocean box. So they're going to come in over here. So they're going to move in one. They're going to move into the Gulf of Oman, and then basically they're going to move here, and then they're going to move up into here, and then they can. So the last turn, basically, we're going to get this the last action. So that's reinforcements, and then replacement points. Now I don't think the Americans get replacement points, but let me check. On the scenario rules, Allied on game turn 3. I think the Iranians get some this turn. So let's take a look. Oh yeah, there's the game turn 3. The Iranians. No, 3 replacement points. So they're going to get 3 steps back. And they need them. They've taken a beating, a pretty hard beating. So let's see where I've got some folks that could use this. I think I'm going to give, I remember correctly, I think I could do all 3 to this armored unit, which is what I'm going to do. Because I need that 6. I think that's the 3. Actually, I think armored is 2. I'll correct it. I don't want to keep people online here any more than we have to. And then this commando unit. Oh, actually, here we go. Yeah, the mechanized unit. So I'll correct that if I went over on that. So that's replacement points, and I think we're very close to being over here. Adjust submarine threat and ASW levels, which we did, and then we have not determined victory, and then we finally can move the marker to game turn 3. Notice we're going to get more Army, the rest of the 101st, more Marines in. I think it's 4 game turns, but you can see this kind of put a kink in our plans. The not getting this clear, getting 2 6s for clearing markers. Holy cow. And not rolling high enough. So that's going to keep our Marines probably going to use for that, for clearing actions, and then we're just going to press the attack. And we're probably going to move our armor, drop our armor off here in Qshem and move, probably do some air. I think they get air points, air mobile points. We're going to use to drop these commandos to reinforce and get everybody else that we can over here to keep the Americans from being successful. Well, I hope that more expanded look kind of gave you a flavor. And if you've not looked at the Next War series, this is the standard rules. And the advance takes a little bit more time with the air, but it's very exciting.
You get individual squadrons of aircraft, and it's pretty neat. So I'm going to end this. Again, I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope it's been a meaningful experience for you. Like and subscribe and share if you'd like. That would be great. I know I'm not seeing anybody that joined in. That's okay. So we'll post this on Facebook and do that. So thank you all for your attention. And again, comments if I made it, help me out with this the SAG, how many times they can be utilized in a phase. I know it says, I think that's my outstanding question. It says segment, so I'm thinking it could be used multiple times during the turn. But you let me know about that, and any other errors, just let me know, and I appreciate it. Thank you. That's all for right now for Evolution and Warfare. Next, we'll go to turn 3 and keep working our way through this scenario. Thanks.